Hello, Robs. We're back with We Gather Together, the story of Thanksgiving by Ralph and Adelin, Linton. Chapter 7, the first National Thanksgiving Proclamation, which is a rather short chapter. It was not until the 13 colonies had been united by the Revolution that a general day of Thanksgiving was proclaimed. On September 25th, 1789, Elias Boudinot, member from New Jersey, rose up in the newly formed National Congress and presented a resolution which read that a joint committee of both houses be directed to wait upon the President of the United States to request that he would recommend to the people of the United States a day of public thanksgiving and prayer, to be observed by acknowledging with grateful hearts the many signal favors of Almighty God, especially by affording them an opportunity peaceably to establish a constitution of government for their safety and happiness. One would not expect such a resolution to meet with any opposition, but there was a vigorous debate on the subject. Adelin Burke of South Carolina objected that this was a mimicking of European customs. Thomas Tucker from the same state protested that the president had no right to demand that the nation offer thanks for a constitution which hadn't been tried out yet and might not be satisfactory. Another felt that this was the business of the states and that the national government should not meddle, a sentiment which has recurred in congressional argument from that day to this. However, the resolution was finally adopted by both houses, and President Washington issued the first National Thanksgiving Proclamation, setting Thursday, November 26, 1789, as the day. The proclamation reads as follows: Whereas it is the duty of all nations to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey His will, to be grateful for His benefits, and humbly to implore His protection and favor. And whereas both houses of Congress have, by their joint committee, requested me to recommend to the people of the United States a day of public thanksgiving and prayer, to be observed by acknowledging with grateful hearts the many and signal favors of Almighty God, especially by affording them an opportunity peaceably to establish a form of government for their safety and happiness. Now, therefore, I do recommend and assign Thursday, the 26th of November next, to be devoted by the people of these states to the service of that great and glorious being, who is the beneficent author of all good that was, that is, or that will be, that we may then all unite in rendering unto him our sincere and humble thanks for his kind care and protection of the people of this country, previous to their becoming a nation, for the signal manifold mercies and the favorable interpositions of his providence in the course and conclusion of the late war, for the great degree of tranquility, union, and plenty which we have since enjoyed, for the peaceable and rational manner in which we have been enabled to establish constitution of government for our safety and happiness, and particularly the national one now lately instituted, for the civil and religious liberty with which we are blessed, and the means we have of acquiring and diffusing useful knowledge, and in general for all the great and various favors which he has been pleased to confer upon us, and also that we may then unite in most humbly offering our prayers and supplications to the great Lord and ruler of nations, and beseech him to pardon our national and other transgressions, to enable us all, whether in public or private institutions, to perform our several and relative duties properly and punctually, to render our national government a blessing to all the people by constantly being a government of wise, just, and constitutional laws, discreetly and faithfully executed and obeyed, to protect and guide all sovereigns and nations, especially such as have shown kindness to us, and to bless them with good governments, peace, and concord, to promote the knowledge and practice of true religion and virtue, and the increase of science among them and us, and generally to grant unto all mankind such a degree of temporal prosperity as he alone knows to be best. And that's the end of that short chapter, which was really not a chapter, but there you go. Chapter 8, Thanksgiving becomes a legal holiday, is next, and that will conclude the book then. Goodbye, Ralph. Goodbye.